In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an animated GIF. In these times when you want to market your business or send out a message to everybody to let them know that yes, you are open, you want to do it in a way that captures their attention and not have it as text that it's easily glossed over. So I'm going to show you how to do an animated GIF like the one that's showing on screen at the moment. What you'll need is a laptop or PC, PowerPoint, and a place to store your animated GIF. You'll then want to upload it somewhere. So you can upload it to your Facebook page, a website, or anywhere that will run a animated GIF. So this is how I made this one. So with PowerPoint open, normally you would, some of us do a blank presentation from scratch. This one was done using a template, and I went to more themes, and then I chose themes. Scrolling through, obviously lots of selections, and I chose the one for the retail design. And you just simply click on create. Then you can have a look at, when you click on each slide, on the right hand side are design ideas. So you can scroll through here and decide whether you want to keep the slide that has been opened by default or change to a different slide. So I had a look at all the slides that were in this theme, and I decided the first one I thought would be a good opening one rather than a closing one. So I just dragged and dropped, holding the left button down on your mouse on top of that slide, and then keep your finger down on the button, drag the slide up, let it go when it's in place. So I changed the text to yes, we are open. It's a good opening slide. Now this one here is good on the end slide. So I decided, looking through these slides, I liked the look of this one for the end slide. I didn't want this one, so I clicked on this and then simply pushed delete. I thought this one was a good one for how to order. So again, clicking on the left hand button on your mouse, holding it down while you drag the slide into the second position. And then I decided I didn't want this one at all. But if you want to keep that one and advertise, if you're a bakery or restaurant, advertise the coffee as well. I decided I didn't want this one, so clicking on the slide and pushing delete. If at any stage you think, oh gosh, I need more slides, just click where you want to enter the slide, then insert, new slide, and then you can choose a design. Then it'll pop it in for you. So I've decided 3 is enough. Now with animated GIFs, it is best to keep the number of slides to a small number. Otherwise the size of the GIF will be quite large. So now with our opening slide, obviously contact details would be better at the end. So I clicked on the email GIF, then held the shift key down and also clicked on the text. Then I right click and cut. Then I come to the slide that I want, and then anywhere right click, anywhere in a space, right click and paste. Now this stuff in here, we don't need it, so I'm clicking on the very outer border and then clicking delete. And then the stuff that I've pasted, I'm just going to move to a different area, again clicking on both, so click shift key and click again, and then you can drag it to an area that you want. Now down the right hand side again, looking at the design ideas, which layout do you like? So scrolling through, I'm going to go with this top one here, and I change this to the name of my imaginary store. And then I've just moved this one down a bit so it's about the center of our icon graphic. Now, of course, you can put more information about your store, where you're located, etc., especially if people are going to do click and collect rather than you do delivery. To do that, you do click on Insert Text Box, and then you draw the shape of the text box and you do your address. You could do another insert text box for the phone number if you like. Etc. So now you've got all your contact details in there. Facebook, web address as well. How people can order, you may have a form that you want them to click on and do an order form, so you could do a hyperlink in here. Alright, so back to our opening screen. I've got all the graphics that I want, so I don't need this one here. So I'm going to click on that. And then the next one is just a matter of changing the text that's in each of these and changing the graphic as well. So this one here, I put how to order. Then up to you what you want on each of these. So you could put your web address there as well if you've got one. Information about how they can order. So if you've got a hyperlink to a form, you could put it here as well. So many places so people don't overlook how to order. Then click and collect. And if you've got an option for delivery, and then all of that information can be on your order form as well. Now with this graphic, obviously it's not relevant, so just clicking on the graphic and then delete, and I want to insert another graphic in here just as a focus. So again, insert, and then I'm going to click on pictures and go for some stock images, because you know that you're not infringing on anybody's copyright or infringing any royalty fees, etc. So we could do buns or bread or something like that. And let's have a look what comes up. So I chose this one, and insert comes through quite large. So grabbing a corner, when you resize from a corner, it helps keeps the dimensions all the same. If you resize from these middle ones, it'll squish it. It won't keep it in the correct dimensions. So it's a little bit too small actually. And then I want the heads of the arrows to come over the top of this. So while I'm clicked on the graphic, I then come up to our options up here, send, and I'm going to just say send backward. So now the arrowheads are on top of my graphic. Alright, everything looks pretty good. Now it just needs some transitions. So I'm clicking on the first one, and you can scroll through here to your heart's content. You can click on the drop down and see more. As you click on them, it does show an option, but I've decided that I like the one called wind. And I want that to apply to all slides now. So from my first slide, I'm going to do all the settings. So duration 2 is okay. Don't want it on mouse click. We're going to set this up as automatically going through. So after so many seconds, so I'm just going to put 3, and then I'm going to say apply to all. Now 3 seconds for this one is not long enough, so I bumped this one up to 15. And then this one here stays at 3. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is under slideshow, set up slideshow, I changed it to browsed by an individual. We're not doing a presentation, so browsed by individual. Loop continuously until the person pushes escape. And then by default it has picked up my timings that I've used. If I haven't got timing set, it would have chosen manually, which isn't good for us for a automatic looping graphic. So we're going to do using timings and then OK. Alright, let's have a look at it from the beginning. So it'll just keep looping until the person pushes escape. At the moment, it's still a PowerPoint slideshow. So what you do to get it as a graphic, you do File, Save As, and then navigate to where you want to save it. Give it an appropriate file name, so animated GIF. And then under here, save as file type. This is where we make the selection that it is an animated GIF. And then save. Navigating back it, under the recent files, animated GIF retail store open. You can click on that and watch it on your screen. Displays how it was in the PowerPoint show. So it's saved as a GIF. Now what you can do is you can now just upload this as like it's a normal photograph, but it's just a moving photograph. You can upload it to your web page or to Facebook, just like you would normally upload a photograph. So any questions or comments, feel free to comment, add your comments below. Thank you for watching.